Welcome to AIMS India's online classes. So today from our science subject we are going to discuss about some previous state and national level Olympiad question papers about water. Okay children, and what is the topic? Like about water. Okay, now the first question is under level 1, like solids are measured by kilograms. No, solids, like if you say rice, wheat, whatever solid, no, it is measured in kilograms. And what about liquids? Now how do we measure them? In which form? So whether it is A option quintal, B option milligram, C liter, or D gram. Suppose water, milk, all these liquids, how do we measure children? We measure in liters. That is, C is the correct answer here. Clear? Okay, now we'll go to the second one. The phenomenon of remaining on the surface of a liquid without sinking is called. Now, is any object which is not sinking in the liquid, okay, on the surface of the liquid, not in the liquid, it is on the surface of the liquid, what do we call it as? Okay, what do we call it as? Is it flotation or solubility or buoyancy or compression? So what do we say children? If some object is on the surface of the water without sinking in the water, we say that it is floating. No, so that is why A is the correct answer. Clear children? It is flotation. Now the third question, so rock, like we have to define how rock is, and if it boat, here it floats. No, boat is floating, like it floats on the surface of water. No, how rock is? How is rock in the water? Whether it sinks, whether it floats, whether it is a stone or it bounces. So the answer is it sinks. No, if you have rock in the water, definitely it sinks. No, because it is of heavy weight. Clear children? Now, the fourth one is pick the odd one out. Pick the odd one out. So you have got here ducks, crocodiles, seals and fish. So which is the odd one? Which is different from the other three? So we have to name it. Okay children, what is it? So ducks, crocodiles, seals and fish. So the odd one is fish. Why? Because so the remaining three animals here, the remaining three animals can live on the land and also in the water. No, but fish, it can live only in the water. Okay children, so because of that, fish is the odd one. The fifth question is stagnant water is more prevalent in the dash. Stagnant water. What do you mean by stagnant water children? The water which stops flowing. Like if you say standing water, you can also state as standing waters which remains on the surface of the land without flowing. That water is called stagnant water. And this water is very harmful. So when you have water, standing on the surface, no, you can have so many germs, bacteria, mosquitoes and all that, living in that water. So which are again going to cause harm to our bodies. So what is this stagnant water? Common in the dash, like in which season? No, prevalent is very common in which season? Whether in rainy season, summers, winters or all of this. Yes, now. So it is in rainy season. Yes, no children. No, we have more water on the roads. You can able to see more water on the roads near our surroundings, which are standing more in the rainy season. Sixth one is pick the odd one out. Pick the odd one out. See here you are having rivers, lakes, reservoirs and springs. Rivers, you know, lakes, you know, reservoirs. What are reservoirs children? The reservoirs are also some lakes which are used as a source of water supply. So they are natural reservoirs And there are also artificial reservoirs, in the sense some which humans have built for storage of water and to supply the water. Okay, so and springs means like when groundwater is so much in quantity, then it overflows. No, overflows, that we call it as springs. Okay, so when the groundwater overflows, then it is called as springs. So which is the odd one here? Okay, so thing is rivers, lakes and reservoirs and springs. The springs is the odd ones, because rivers, lakes and reservoirs are always with water, and springs only when the groundwater is overflowed with water, then only we can see the springs. Clear, children? So, and that is the odd one. Seventh one, aquatic plants are also known as aquatic plants. Now, what are aquatic plants, children? Which live in the water. No. So, they are also known as hydrophytes, wild rice, watercress, water growing plants. What is the other name? It is hydrophytes. Hydro means water. No. Hydrophytes. Clear? Eighth one, mosquitoes and other insects breed profusely in dash water. Okay, mosquitoes and other insects breed profusely in dash water. Profusely in the sense in large amounts. Okay, so breed in the sense they lay eggs and they give birth to the young ones. Okay, so where do these mosquitoes and other insects breed more? In which type of water? Whether in stagnant water or in flowing water or iced water or salty water. Just before 2 questions we have learnt that yes, it is stagnant water. So we get to see more of mosquitoes and other type of germs living in stagnant water. Now children, so A is the correct option. And the next question, ninth one, in earlier times, dash was not as easy available as it is available today. In earlier times, in the sense in the olden days, dash was not as easy available as it is available today. So we are having 4 options: water, milk, land and none of these. So in olden days, which was not available so easily as we are getting it easily today? What is that from all these 3 options? No, because the last option is none of this. No, so it is what? It is water, children. A option. So especially drinking water was not available easily. So they used to go for long distances to fetch water. No. So that is why water is the correct answer. 10th one, earthenware pots keep the water dash, like whether it keeps the water hot, cool, boiled or none of these. Earthenware pots, when summer means about to start, so every house mostly we get the earthen pots. Why? To keep the water cool. No, to keep the water cool. So that is why B is the correct answer. Earthen pots keep the water cool. 11th one, extracted from springs or by using wells. So what type of water source is extracted from springs or by using wells? What type of water do we get, children? From well, we get groundwater sources. So here you have got 4 options actually: groundwater sources, surface water sources, non-conventional sources and none of this. No, groundwater sources are like which is under the ground. No, that water is derived, is extracted, in the sense it is taken out from through springs and by using wells. Okay children, surface water sources are which we can see on the surface, okay, like rivers, lakes and all that. Okay, and non-conventional sources is like it is the sources which are generated by wind and tides and all this. Okay children, so the answer is A, groundwater sources. Now the 12th question. Dash withdrawn from rivers, lakes or reservoirs. See, like as we said before, so what type of water source is withdrawn from rivers, lakes and reservoirs? It is the surface water sources. Surface water sources. Okay children, clear? Now the 13th one. Which of the following machines convert the energy of free flowing water into useful forms of power? Which of the following machines? So here you have got different type of machines children. Which machine is going to convert the energy of free flowing water into useful forms of power? Now which is going to use the water to some useful forms of power? Which machine is going to convert this? Okay, so you have having 4 options: water wheel, windmill, potter's wheel and lighthouse. Okay, so and the answer is water wheel. Answer is water wheel. Okay, this is going to convert the energy of free flowing water into useful forms of power. Okay children, so this is the correct answer. Now we'll go to the 14th question. Which of the following is called universal solvent? Universal solvent. So solvent means what children? Which is used for, solving, in the sense it's not solving, sorry. So which can be soluble, which can be soluble. Okay, so here if you see, which of the following is called universal solvent, whether it is milk, oil, water or petrol. So can you guess children, which will be the universal solvent? Yes, it is water. It is water. No, why it is water? Because if you put anything, if you place anything in water, so all the things can be can be dissolved in water. No, can be dissolved in water. So that is why it is universal solvent. Clear children? 15th question. Which of the following show expansion on heating and contraction on cooling? So, which of the following show expansion on heating and contraction of cooling? So, whether it is liquids, gases, solids or all the above. So, when you heat or when you cool any substance among these 3, so which is going to show the expansion, which is going to change? Okay, so which? The answer is A, that is liquids. No, so for example children, if you put water into the fridge or if you cool it, no, it becomes an ice cube. No, it changes its form into a solid form. And the same ice cube, if you expose it to heat, when it cools down, when it is exposed to heat, then what happens? It again changes into water. No, that is, it converts into the liquid form. So this is how the liquids, they are going to change, expand on heating and contraction on cooling. Okay children? Yes. Choose the odd one out. 16th question. Choose the odd one out. A is petrol, B is wax, C is juices and D is kerosene. So can you guess children, which can be the odd one? If you see petrol, wax and kerosene, so 3 will be able to burn. No, they can cause fire, but juices, they cannot be burnt. No, so that is why juice is our answer. Clear? C is the right option. Clear children? Now 17th question. Which of the following is not a symptom of malaria? Is not a symptom of malaria. Okay, chills, body aches, high fever and none of these. So when you have malaria, you have chills, You have body aches. Body aches is nothing but body pains. And you also have high fever. So, and these three qualities will be there when you have malaria. So, our answer is none of these. Okay, because in the question they have asked about which is not a symptom, but we have all these symptoms in malaria. Clear, children? Now the 18th question, what do we call the animals that are capable of living both on land and in the water? See children, the animals which can live both on land and also in the water, are they called mammals? Are they called amphibians? C is aquatic and D is hydrophytes. Okay, so mammals live only on the land. Some live in the water, and amphibians which can live both on the land and also in the water. Now, aquatic and hydrophytes both live in water. So, amphibians is the correct answer. Clear, children? Yes, now. Which of the following keep the water cool so that thirsty travelers can have cold water? See children, especially when in summers, you can see these water camps on the roads. They'll just keep some water so that the passengers who pass through, so they can have water when they are thirsty. Okay, and what do they keep to keep the water cool? Okay, whether they have wells, okay, whether they have buckets, whether they keep hand pump, or they keep earthenware ponds. So already we have learned that we can cool the water, or we can keep the water cool in earthenware pots. So D option is the correct answer. Okay children, now we'll move on to the 20th question. Which of the following aquatic plants are used by humans as a food source? See, here you have got 4 options, whereas 3 have got a plant names, and that D is all of this. Okay, so which of the aquatic plant is used by humans as food source, which we consume as food? Okay children, so whether it is water spinach, Indian lotus, water caltrop, or all of these. So we'll take all the 3 as our food source. So D option is the okay, children, we'll take all the 3, that is water spinach, Indian lotus, and water caltrop. Okay, so that is why, which mean option is will be the correct one, that is all of 3. Okay children, yes, just a minute. Yes, all of these is the correct answer. Well, we'll move on to the 21st question. The pie chart below shows the sources of irrigation of a small district Anantapur, which is the second largest source. So here you are having a pie chart children. This is the pie chart. So whereas they have divided the water sources. Okay, so these are all the water sources. So this area is of tube wells. So this particular area which is white in color, this is of tanks. This much area again is of canals and lift irrigation. And again here you can see a white area with some small dots, other sources like rain. So these are all the sources of irrigation, like how do they do irrigation, in the sense which supply water to the agriculture fields. Okay children, so which source is the second largest source according to this pie chart? So in our small district Anantapur, okay, whether it is tanks, other sources like iron, tube wells, or canals and lift irrigation. So which will be the second largest children? The first one is tube wells. No, first one is tube wells, because most of our pie chart area is occupied with the tube wells only. And the second largest is this canals and lift irrigation. Okay, clear? and the third one is other sources like rain, and the last one is through tanks. So our answer is canals and lift irrigation. Clear, children? Now we'll go on with the 22nd question. I am everybody's need and there can be no life without me. Plants, animals and human beings all need me. I am used in almost everything from cooking to washing. In science, I am the universal solvent. Scientists use me to mix in mixture. I am precious and I should be conserved. Identify me. So it is very easy for us to identify this. Now children, what is it? So which is very much needed for everybody, that is for all the living organisms, and there is no life without this. No. So for humans we need it in for cooking, washing, drinking and all that. And it is also an universal solvent, so that it can be mixed in mixture, in any type of mixture. No. So what is it? Is it petroleum, or is it water, or is it oxygen, or it is oil? The answer is B, that is the water. Clear, children? Now the 23rd question. What does the following picture depict? Okay, here we have to assume that, so we have a ball in the water. Okay, we have a ball in the water. So according to this picture, now what do we understand? Like whether it is flotation of ball, sinking of ball, constant up and down movement of ball, or none of this. Suppose there is water in the beaker, children, like this. If you just throw a ball or put a ball or place a ball inside the water, what does it do? Where will it be? Whether it will float, whether it will sink, or it will move up and down. What does it do? So it is going to sink, because ball is of heavy weight. No. So when it is just placed in the water, it is just going to be sinked. No. So sinking of ball is the correct answer. That is the B option. Clear, children? Now we'll go with the match the following, the 24th question. In the list 1, you have got like the some type of source and the force of water, and list 2, so they are named whether they are soluble or some other featured. Okay, so list 1, we'll just match it. Like buoyant and gravitational force. Buoyant and gravitational force. So when this happens, what will be the object? How will be the object? Buoyant means what, children? Like the upward force. Okay, when it causes a upward force. Okay, so what happens? It is going to float. It is going to float. Okay, and water in kerosene. Water in kerosene. What happens is, water in kerosene, if you put, it is not going to dissolve. So that is why water in kerosene is insoluble. Okay, clear? And source of water. Source of water. So source of water means what? Like step well. Okay, step well. And water in alcohol is nothing but soluble. Now when you pour water in alcohol, so it is going to be, water is going to be soluble. Even alcohol is going to be soluble in water. No. So according to that, so what happens? A is 2 and A is 2. I'll just write it here. B is 4. C is 3 and D is 1. So where do we have this option, children? In the B option. Okay, so B is the correct answer. Okay, understood? Now we are going to the 25th question, children. Drainage water is also used for irrigation. It is a dash. It is a dash. Okay, drainage water. You know what is drainage water? Like whatever the waste water is there, it is also used for irrigation. It is a dash. What is it? Is it a groundwater source? Is it a surface water source, or it is a non-conventional source, or is it a dirty water? Okay, so what is it, children? So it is a non-conventional source, whereas groundwater source is wells, springs. Surface water source are lakes, rivers and reservoirs. And now this drainage water, which we have already used, or some dirty water, so this is a non-conventional source. Okay, children, clear? Yes. Now the 26th question. The picture below depicts a method of lifting water that is still very prevalent, especially in the rural areas. It lifts the water up from the ground and makes it available to the people. The technique used in this is, okay, so here you have seen a water pump, that is a bore well, children, that is bore pump. Okay, so here you are going to lift the water. No, you are going to lift the water by using this rod. Now when you just lift this up and down the rod, and the water is going to come up, no, and it is going to come out from this tap. Okay, this is very much available or very much common in the rural areas like villages. Okay, how is the water up? How is the water is coming up from the ground and making it available to the people? And the technique which is used in this is whether a rope and bucket, pump, both A and B, that is rope and bucket and B, and none of this. So how can we take the water, the people, how can we take, children, to the pump? No, whereas rope and bucket is with the well. No, so B is the correct answer. Have you seen such type of pump, children, in your places? Yes, in ancient days or even in villages, we used to have more bore pumps like this, but nowadays we are not able to see this in urban areas. 27th question. Which is the largest aquatic plant? Which is the largest aquatic plant? Whereas all these plants are aquatic plants only, but which is the largest one that we have to identify? Okay, children. So either Amazon water lily, or buckwheat, or water rice, or watercress. So it is Amazon water lily. A option is the correct answer. 28th question, children. Which is the smallest aquatic plant? Smallest aquatic plant. Okay, so Amazon water lily, buckwheat, water rice and watercress. So it is buckwheat. Okay, clear, children? Now we'll go with the 29th question. When a mixture of salt plus sugar plus vinegar plus lemon juice plus soda was added into water, it resulted in the formation of a. So when you add salt, sugar, vinegar, lemon juice, soda, when you add all these into water, it is going to form a soluble mixture, layers of different mixtures, mixture in which all ingredients are mixed except soda that forms a separate layer, or none of these. So what will happen, children? What will happen when you add salt, sugar, vinegar, lemon juice and soda? All this when you add, all are going to mix up. Okay, all are going to mix up, but only soda is going to have a separate layer, which you can see in white color substance. Okay, so that is why C is the correct answer. Okay, children, so I am going to conclude here. Hope you have understood all the questions. So these are all the questions which we have from the previous Olympiad state and national level examinations, children. Okay, so this is just for your practice session, like how do you get the questions and how you have to solve the answers. Okay, so we are going to continue about more such type of questions in the next session. So until then, take care and goodbye. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest